Hello, can everyone hear me now?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. You're audible now. You're audible now. We can go ahead.
Okay, so sorry about that. So I was saying we should wait for more people to join, but in the meantime, let's send in our name, where we are joining us from. So if you're joining from Nigeria, please you add Nigeria. If you're joining your name, what you do, that's your role joining us from, and a link to your social media handle. If you're on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, you can just drop it so we can connect with you. This is basically about networking. So for the first part of this session, we'll be doing that while we wait for more people to join. I hope I was clear enough. Okay, so before we begin this session, please, I would love us to do a quick exercise, just a little exercise. I would love you to rename yourself. I'll do that to my name. So I'm going to just attach your role to your name. So if your name is David, I want to see David project manager, or David developer, or David graphics designer, or David um DevOps engineer. I just want to see that as part of your name. So that way it's easier to like merge you into teams during the breakout sessions. So let's just do that quickly. Help me rename yourself from your name and then attach your role, what you do. So please, let's do that now. Just rename yourself. Yeah. Okay, just if you're just joining us, please, I love that you rename yourself. If your name is David, I want to see David graphics designer, David project manager, David software developer. I want to see your easier to break you into teams when it's time for the team formation. So please do well to rename yourself. Add your first name is enough, first name or last name is enough, and then attach your role, just like I did on mine. I'm not seeing enough connections going on. So please, if you're just joining us once more time, send in your name, what you do, and a link to your social media handle so we can connect with you. And also, please rename. If you have your full name on, please just use your first name and your role. So David project manager, David graphic designer, like that. So please let's do that, create the pattern and follow suit. Please don't forget to also add your location. Where are you joining us from? I would like to meet you. So please send your name, your role, via link, and also make sure you rename. Please rename. If your name is David, add your first name and your role. David, graphics designer. Just a few people are doing it. It doesn't matter if you're participating or you're joining as an observer or a judge. Please just rename yourself, and then when we do the breakout sessions, we'll be able to sort out those that are ready to compete and those that are joining as an observer. For now, please do me a favor by renaming yourself, add your first name or your last name, and then also attach your role. Yeah, I can hear you all. Please just send in your name. I'm still seeing some people without an updated name profile. So please update your name. You can use your first name or your first name or your last name and then just attach your role. That's what you do. If you're a project manager or a developer, just attach it by your name so it's easy to identify everyone. Okay. Think so far we've had quite a good number of people who are responding. So welcome once again to the Gen AI Hackathon, proudly brought to you by Bincom Dev Center. So my name is Joy Nkanu and I'm a project manager here at Bincom Dev Center. I'm going to be your host throughout this hackathon. So we'll be getting into the hackathon properly as soon as we have up to about 30 people join. We'll just commence at once. So in the meantime, please connect with each other. For those that have sent their LinkedIn, also connect with those that connect with you too. So accept their friend request, accept their connection request, follow them back when it be, because we're going to need all of you for this hackathon, and it's nice that we get to meet each other. So please send in your name, your role, your location, a social media link, and also ensure that you rename to your first name and your role. Your first name and your role. If you're a project manager or a designer or a developer, please attach that beside your name. All right, so I'm back again to your faces. Okay, so we're going to begin right away. We've had quite a good number of people join in. If you're just joining us, like I mentioned earlier, please do well to rename. If your name is David, just add David Project Manager or David Graphics Designer. That way it's easy for us to identify you during the breakout session. And then also sending a link to your social media handle, your name, your role, where you're joining us from, that's your location, and a link to your social media handle so we can connect with you. All right. So okay, so you're all welcome once again to Bincom Dev Center Gen AI Hackathon, Hacking Gen AI. We're going to be building the next big team with generative AI in 24 hours or less. So Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology, talent development and solutions platform. We have our locations virtually near you. We also have our location in Lagos State. We have our location in Oyo State. We have our location in Kano State, Kaduna State, Ogun State, Delta State, and we also operate in the United Kingdom. We still have plans to expand to as many locations as possible. Um, we focus on building tech talents, enhancing tech talents, and also building startups. And some of our services addresses this. And for building tech talents, we have Bincom Academy, Bincom Tech Internship, Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, Bincom Global Tech Program. And for enhancing tech talents, we have Bincom Tech Network, we have our Light Space, we have our Emigrate Tech Visa, we have our mentoring platform, we have our tech career coaching. If you have an idea and you want to improve on that idea, you want a place to help you grow that idea and build a products that will be used by real life users, our labs by Bincom is where you should go to. So Bincom Academy utilizes the Montessori approach in training participants in basic skill needed for the modern technology. If you're here and you're looking to get into tech as a beginner and you want to boost those skills, we have nicely curated courses tailored to suit you. We also have Bincom Tech Internship. It is designed to enable people at intermediate skill levels gain mastery and expertise over a period of time. Our apprentice program, which is the Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, is an industrial attachment at various skill levels to help you gain experience and on-the-job training. Bincom Tech Network, which includes community events and projects, is geared at giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. We focus on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how they can prepare for the future in technology. Our Light Space provides helpful workspace, which is aimed to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. Our spaces are created and designed for various events like seminars, conferences, and get-togethers. So you can do well to make use of any of our spaces. We have our Global Tech Program, which is your solution to launch your tech career globally. This program is a 1 to 2 year program and it's focused on three key pillars, which is learn skill, gain experience, gain exposure. Our Emigrate Tech Visa helps you become globally attractive by building a tech profile and also a tech-enabled business. It is also your tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement in countries like the UK, USA, Canada, and France, many other countries as well. Our mentoring platform is the structured solution to help mentors add values to mentees. So if you're here, you love to teach other people, and you want to be part of this program, please do well to reach out to us. Our Labs by Bincom is a 3 to 6 month pre-incubator program that brings together participants to build a digital technology product which would be used by real life users. And our tech career coaching helps individuals to land their next role faster. It offers them a combination of coaching, relevant on the job experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, hands holding through application, a walkthrough interview process, and much more. So if you're interested in any of these services I have mentioned, please do well to reach out to us, and we are always ready to respond to you and provide solutions. All right, so thank you once again for joining. My name is Joy Kano, and I am a project manager with Bincom Dev Center. I'm excited to be your host, and I hope that you're all excited to be here. If you're just joining us, please do well to send in your name, your role, your location, and a link to your social media handle. And also, please do well to rename yourself. So if your name is David, please attach your role by the side of your name. So you're having David graphics designer, David project manager, just as I have done for myself. So please do well to rename yourself. All right, all right. So at this point, let's talk a little bit about generative AI. So most of us here are familiar with the whole AI, generative AI, ChatGPT, and the rest. So I just want someone, anyone at all, if you know you would like to speak, just raise your hand and I will call you on. Just give us a round, maybe from your own perspective, what generative AI is, or if you've done your research about generative AI, please just tell us what generative AI is all about. So I don't want to call at random, but if I do not see people, engaging or raising their hands, I would just throw the question open and maybe call on someone to answer the question for us. So if you know, just raise your hand, or if you like to speak, because every one of us are most likely we are aware of what generative AI is. But if you don't know, it's still fine. We're going to go through all of that. In the course of this kickoff, would pick 1 or 2 things about generative AI. So if you're here and you like to speak, just tell us what you know about generative AI. I'm looking and I haven't seen anyone ready to speak. Maybe I'll just call the person myself. No hands. Okay, hi Blessing. Hi Blessing, the full stack developer. Can you tell us what generative AI is? Harriet, you could go next. I think Blessing should start. Hi Blessing, can you hear us?
Okay.
Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
That's my own understanding. When you are talking about generative AI, is AI itself is just artificial intelligence, and which focuses on creating new content, technology, and improving tech industry. So let me just say the key characteristics of generative AI are the creativities, whereby AI create the things that beyond man's imaginations. Then I can say pattern recognition and then a lot of things like that.
Nice, nice. That's a very good one. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Janet, please can you go ahead? Thank you so much, Blessing. That was a very good one. Please, Janet, you can go ahead and tell us what you know about generative AI.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
And what I know about generative AI is due to the models that have been due to the models that have been trained, like due to the data set that have been trained on the AI model. So it gives us new insights to the original content that we already know. So that's what I know about generative AI.
Oh, that's a very good one. Thank you. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for that. Hi, Harriet. Your hand has been up. Please, can you tell us what you know about generative AI?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good
So, to my
evening.
own understanding, I would say generative AI is a class of artificial intelligence where you can create a new content, text, or document, or anything documents also.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So generative AI, how does it work? These generative models use patterns to generate new content that is similar to the training data, but not identical. The types of content you can create with generative AI includes text content, images, music, code, videos, 3D models, and the likes. All right. So, what are some of the key techniques of generative AI? We have generative adversarial network GANs, which consist of two neural networks, a generator and a discriminator. So the generator creates a new content and the discriminator tries to distinguish between real and generated content. This because of this competition, right, between these two networks, it leads to increasingly realistic outputs. We also have the variational autoencoders, VAE. VAE encodes complex data into a similar representation or latent space, and then it also decodes it back into its original format by manipulating the latent space. A new variation of the data can be generated. And then we also have another technique, which is the large language models, which I think a lot of us are familiar with this, LLM. LLM are trained on massive data sets of text and code. So they can generate human quality text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and also answer your questions in an informative way. So these are some of the techniques of generative AI. And I'm sure so at one point in our life, we've used one of these tools to either assist us or help do something or help answer a question or help get a design done for us. Just something like that. That's the power of generative AI. Okay, so another question to the audience, and the question is, can you list out some types of generative AI that you have used or you know? Anyone who knows can just raise their hand using the just raise your hand on Zoom, and then I'll call you to speak, or you can drop them in the chat if you know. Mention types of generative AI that you've made use of or anyone you're aware of.
ChatGPT. That's a common example.
Or rather, let me rephrase my question. Can someone mention some AI tools that we've used? Rather, I think that way it's easier for us to like answer the question. Any AI tool you know of? I don't want to give us the clue already. So I know we are all familiar with this. We've done a lot of talk about AI taking our jobs and the likes. All right. So this is not familiar with. We are already familiar with these things, and most of us are even using it in our day-to-day activities at work to answer questions. So just mention any AI tool that you know and tell us what it does. Okay, so Janet, your hand is up. Please, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, I said ChatGPT. That's a common thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Janet. Anybody else wants to tell us? Yes, Ejiwumi, you can go ahead. Any AI tool you know and what it does?
Okay, Copilot, then
Okay, what?
Chat GBT, then
No,
Gemini.
just tell us one and tell us what it does, so we'd have enough space for other people to answer. So just you mentioned
Okay.
Copilot. Just tell us what it does.
Copilot is also like ChatGPT. So it's an AI that you can tell to give you some information or ask question from it, and it's going to give you an informative answer.
That's good. Thank you so much, Ejiwumi. Anybody else wants to mention any other AI tool that they've made use of? Oh yes, Idima, please, you can go ahead.
Codex is used in generating code language.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good one. Any other person? Someone mentioned Gemini. That's a good one. Gemini also helps us ask questions, just like ChatGPT and Copilot. Any other one? There are other AI tools we even use to make images and all that. I've not heard anyone mention that. Hi
Hello,
Igwe.
can you
Yes.
GitHub, it helps in writing code.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you, Miriam. Hi Igwe. You can unmute and tell us.
Okay. Just 2 days ago, I heard about Amazon Nova. Amazon Nova.
Oh, what does it do? Any idea?
Yeah, it helps generate text to image videos. They're about launching, or they'll soon
Okay.
launch. It's from Amazon, so the help generates image text to image.
Okay, that's a good one. I'm just getting to hear about it. That's a very good one. Okay, hi, Nofisat. Can you unmute
And
and tell
video
us?
images, so everyone can.
All right. Hi, Nofisat. Can you tell us, mention any AI tool you know or you've made use of, and then also tell us what it does.
Adobe Firefly. It's used for generating images.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a very good one. I see some in the chat. Lumen, video creation and edit. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Leonardo AI. Thank you. All right. So I know we are all like, what's this hackathon about? What are we doing? I don't have much information about the hackathon. Just take a chill pill. We're already getting into that session where we are going to talk about the hackathon. So it's going to be a long ride, and I would love that we pay attention. I'm going to be dropping the link to the video on the chat so that after now, if you still want more clarity or you missed out on anything, you can like go back to the video and then rewatch it. But in the meantime, please fasten your seatbelt as I take you on this journey. The kickoff has begun fully. So if you're just joining us, if you're seeing the chat and you're seeing other people's name, also help us do the same for yourself. Just rename yourself, your name and your role by the side. Tell us your name, what you do, where you're joining us from, and a social media link so we can connect with you. The connections can still be going on, but at this juncture, I think we are going to get into the hackathon properly. I know so many persons here are asking the question, what is this hackathon about? What are we doing? This video explains everything about the hackathon and how the hackathon is scheduled for the rest of for the period it will be taking place. While this kickoff, it's going to it's just an hour. So we've done with the networking session, and we'll be getting into the session where we'll talk about the hackathon. So I'm going to be presenting, making share my screen now, and then please take notes where need be, and also pay attention, be more attentive to the video, because most of the things that will be said there, you will need them. And I'll also be dropping the link, like I mentioned, so that we can like go over the video again if we missed out on anything. So please let me know when you can hear. If you're not hearing, just let me know still.
I can hear.
Okay. Welcome once again to the Bincom Dev Center. Hello, techies. Can everyone hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome once again to the Bincom Dev Center Hackathon, December 2024, with the theme Hacking Gen AI. Who is ready to build the next big thing with Gen AI in 24 hours or less? I guess that is you, and that's the reason why you're here. So this hackathon is currently Hacking Gen AI Hackathon is taking place currently virtually, and we also have various physical kickoff events happening as well. We have in Yaba, Lagos State, Nigeria. We have in Kano State, Nigeria. We have in Oyo State, Nigeria. We have in Gombe State, Nigeria. We also have in Ogun State, Nigeria. And then in the UK, we also have it taking place in London, Glasgow, Milton Keynes, and Middlesbrough in the UK. So the Bincom Hackathon is a quarterly innovation-focused competition that brings together individuals across multiple tech career paths with various skill sets to ideate, innovate, and create solutions for real-life users leveraging on technology. How does this hackathon work, you would ask? The Bincom Hackathon competition is an all-inclusive event. taking into consideration various career paths and skill sets, primarily from tech careers. It is focused on building real-life applicable solutions, leveraging on technology. Participants from different fields will be divided into teams of between 2 to 5 members. The job of the team is to create a tech-enabled solution that will be solving at least one problem. Each team will be judged on specific criteria leading to the creation of an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. All interested participants will be grouped into teams, and they need to register their team name on or before December 7th by 12 p.m. West African time, else they forfeit their participation in the competition. Which means that by 12 p.m. December 7th, 2024, it is expected that you should have registered your team. All prototypes built with relevant code base on GitHub repository should be submitted on or before December 7th by 7 o'clock p.m. West African time. After this, there will be no more submission. And after the submission phase, evaluation would take place. It will be in 3 phases. Firstly, community judges would review the sessions, upon which the top 5 innovations will get selected. The top 5 innovations that has been selected by the judges will be subjected to public votes and feedback, which will last for the next 3 days from December 10th to December 12th. From the public votes and feedbacks, we're going to get the top 3, and they will advance to the final stage of the judges' review. And after that, we'll have the winning team get announced. What does this hackathon involve? All participants are expected to register for the hackathon on bincom.net/hackathon, or you can click on the link below to register for this hackathon. Participants are also expected to join the respective virtual check-in session, but it is not compulsory. Participants will form teams, so it is expected that you join the virtual kickoff event, which is the very first kickoff event, for you to be merged into teams. And the kickoff event, like I said earlier, will be happening across different locations. Participants will form their teams, and each team will be cross-functional, with each team member having at least 2 members. All teams must register their team name and team members before the team registration deadline. Also, each team must choose from a range of problems addressable with technology. Each team member are to ensure that the solutions provided are in line with the objectives of the hackathon. Each team should note that their solution would be judged based on the judging criteria. The core of the idea is in the public domain. This means anyone else in the world can run with it. All MVPs need to be submitted strictly at the scheduled time, and all teams will be required to build a functional tech-enabled solution. Pitch deck and video demos of the solution must be made not more than 3 minutes. All codes and prototype must be in the public domain. It should be accessible to anyone. Link to a working solution must be shared as well. And it is mandatory that the initiative shouldn't have any private vested interest. How to choose a team. Evaluate your strengths and competence. Interact with participants by sharing initiative. Ensure that you rename your Zoom name to include your skills. Example, James King, developer; Margaret Mary, product manager. Connect through Slack channels with individuals having complementary skills to the project in view. The communication channel is mostly going to be on Slack, and the hackathon club or community on WhatsApp. Ensure that you have the following skills on your team: a product manager, a project manager, a business manager. What should your solution contain? It should contain a fully functional code base, ease of use features, a practical demo, originality in design, creativity in user access, innovative usage, simplistic in user access, scalable, increased capacity to accommodate more users, presentation clarity, tailored specifically to solve a recognized problem. Your solution should also be solved with a generative AI model. The judging criteria. The strength of the idea would be scored 30%. That includes originality, creativity, relevance of solution, scalability, and ease of use. A working solution prototype with clear presentation would be rated at 50%, which should include strategy involved and presented, workflows, and clearly articulated work plan. Teamwork will be scored 20%. The public voting phase would contain the name of the solution, a short description of the solution, GitHub code repository link, link to the team's presentation, and a video pitch session of the team. And top 5 listed or shortlisted entries will be posted on Bincom Dev Center LinkedIn page. To vote, you'll need to post a comment providing feedback or reviewing the submission. Only comments posted to the entry post will count. It is also important that only constructive, that includes positive or negative feedback, will also count. What do we expect from you as participants? Timely delivery, adherence to the hackathon rules, submission as at when due, that is a short 2-minute video explaining your solution, a public link to a full working solution for people to try out, a public link to your code repository for others to collaborate in the future, a slide presentation of the product, all artifacts including slide presentation, video demo, and even code should be AI supported. What's our one road? We are building the next big thing with genAI in 24 hours or less. When building, all solutions must be developed and functional. Any programming language can be used, and also no-code solutions can also be used. All solutions must be hosted and usable by the community judges. And because it is the next big thing, your solution must add value to existing problems. Presentation must be clear and value added. Presentation must be clear on prospects. Because we are doing this with genAI, solution must use at least one generative AI tool. Tools like ChatGPT, GPT-4o, Gemini, and others are in the same category are allowed. Presentations must be clear on how AI tools are used. Slide presentation, video demos, and even code should be AI supported. And because we are doing it in such a short time frame, 24 hours, your solution must be built end-to-end within the 24 hours period allowed. All existing plugins model may be used, however, the core concept must be demonstrable. You might want to ask, what is in for me? Well, we'll have an active competition with real life projects, which would help you get hands on experience and also get your hands dirty on products. opportunity for resource network building, a direct path to startup development, serves as a resourced means to build your portfolio. This hackathon would also give you an opportunity to learn and improve in-demand tech skills. This hackathon would also give you an opportunity to jumpstart your career. It would also give you the opportunity to join a growing tech community with over thousands of talents and much more. You might want to ask, who can participate in the hackathon? You can participate in the hackathon if you're a programmer, if you're a designer, if you're a tech enthusiast, if you're a creator, if you're a tech professional, if you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a business developer, and literally everyone who is interested in being a part of this hackathon. You might want to ask, how can I participate? You can participate in the hackathon as a participant, and as a participant, you would have a thrilling 24 hours to build a new digital solution based on genAI with your team. Your team will need people with technical skills, but no code as well counts. However, you do not need technical skills to participate in a team. In fact, your team will need people with non-technical skills too. Join forces with fellow visionaries, developers, project managers, business analysts, designers, and other tech talents to transform this problem into real world solutions. You can also participate as a community judge, and as a community judge, you will have the opportunity to review all submissions and provide your feedback and ratings. Your ratings will be an input to determine the winners, and you can also participate as an observer. So you can neither participate as a participant or a community judge. You can simply just be an observer. Our activity timeline. The kickoff event will take place December 6th. This kickoff event is going to be a participatory introduction sessions and groupings, so people would be able to form teams in the kickoff event. We'll also have our first virtual check-in section in December 7th by 11 o'clock a.m. West African time, focused on ensuring that all participants have registered their teams. The second virtual check-in session will be in December 7th by 6 o'clock p.m. West African time. It will be focused on team product submission before the deadline by 7 o'clock p.m. So if you have any challenge trying to submit your product, do well to join the second check-in session. After that, the community judge evaluation, which includes selecting the top 5 products, will take place on December 8th to 9th, 2024. We would also have the public feedback and voting session, which will take place December 10th to 12th. And all the selected or 5 top products would be posted across on our LinkedIn page. The deadline would be by Thursday 12th to shortlist the top 3. Presentation to internal judges by the shortlisted teams will take place on Friday, the 13th of December 2024, and would have the winners announced on Friday, 13th December 2024. During the kickoff event on the 6th of December, we will be having a breakout for each team where they will get to connect with themselves. The next slide reveals the activity to be carried out during the breakout session. During the kickoff session, we'll be having the breakout section. What goes on in the breakout section? Introduction of each team member. You would also understand what process within the team. You would also understand what needs to be done and have opportunity to ask questions. There's going to be quick brainstorming sessions of brainstorming of ideas. You would also ensure that all team members have joined the Slack channel and the WhatsApp channel for ease in communication. Team members can also have WhatsApp group to follow up on their progress. Follow up on the ideation process. The Bincom Tech Network Hackathon primary communication channel. Communication will be taking place on Slack and on WhatsApp. The genAI club on WhatsApp. Slack communication channel. All communication should be conducted on the Bincom Tech Network Slack and WhatsApp platform with the name Hackathon channel or genAI channel. You can check the screenshots below for what it looks like. Frequently asked questions. Can I submit a project I have already been working on? All projects must be started and completed during the hackathon. Pre-existing project or code will not be accepted. However, you are welcome to use previous experiences and ideas as inspiration for your hackathon project. What are the judging criteria? There are going to be 3 judging stages. In the first stage, projects will be judged based on their innovation, technical complexity, design impact, and presentation. The exact criteria will be shared for the selection of the top 5 solutions. And in the second stage, the public review will be considered. Kindly find the link to your team registration below, the product submission link below, and also if you haven't registered for the hackathon, please do well to visit bincom.net/hackathon. You can also find the link to the hackathon channel on Slack. Here, you can also find the link to the Bincom Tech Network's WhatsApp, Bincom Hackathon Club, and the Bincom Gen AI Club. Do well to join all of these networks as we'll be having different conversations happening at the same time across all of these channels. Thank you so much for being a part of this hackathon. Thank you. Do well to be prompt with your submission and your team registration. All right. I believe we've gone through the video and we understand what the video is saying. So please, if you have any question right now, in the next say 2, 3, 5 minutes, let's just take question. If you have any question about the hackathon or about the video you've just watched, please do well to raise your hand and I'll let you know when you can unmute and speak. Is there any question from the video? Do you need more clarity? You can just raise your hand and ask the question. Is there any question from anyone?
Yeah, actually, I applied for the judging. This is Sudhir. So, how can we make sure that we are part of judge? Do you know?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, so I have applied for judging, community judge, and I just want to make sure that I mean I've been included as judge. So, is there a way I can able to cross check, or is there any email ID, or just want to make sure that I
Okay,
am
so
part of it?
yeah, thank you so much for asking that question. Okay, so for those that are joining as an observer, as a judge, as an observer, it means that you're not competing in the hackathon, but you just want to watch how the hackathon would go or just see how it's done. That's totally fine. And for the judges, you're going to be receiving a mail on Sunday. All right, we sent a mail out to all judges. So you receive a mail on Sunday with some instructions on what you need to do. So for now, you can just watch the hackathon. You can just go through the hackathon. So for the judges, I think you can just rename yourself and add a judge by the side. So when we are splitting people into groups, into different breakout rooms, we won't add you into the breakout room as a judge. So for the judge, just be patient. On Sunday, by the time we are done collecting all the product submissions, you're going to receive a mail and with instructions on what you need to do as a judge. All right.
So, is there any email ID that you can post here, just to make sure that once again I'll send that my details so that I'm going to be included as part of the judge.
Okay. So if you want to, if you're interested in being a judge, I just dropped a link, a link right now in the chat. You can register as a judge. Yes. So if you go to the registration section on this link, you're going to see a section that asks you to join, whether as a judge, a participant, or an observer. So, and then we'll contact you from there when you do that. So just use this link and then you'll see what to do from there. Just register as a judge. We'll contact you on what you need to do.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, you're welcome. Okay, so before we go into the breakout session, I want to be sure that everyone on this call has registered for the hackathon. So if you're here and you haven't registered for the hackathon, I just dropped the link. Please do the same thing. Visit bincom.net/hackathon and register. You can register as a participant, as a judge, or as an observer. But if you're participating in this hackathon, it's necessary that you've registered for the hackathon following the link I sent in the chat. And also to join the Slack community and also the WhatsApp community where these conversations will be taking place. I'm also dropping the link right now in this chat. Please do well to go through it or join the communities.
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I showed up around like 10 minutes late, so I caught like the very end of the video. Are you able to share that as well so that I can watch it?
Okay, I'm going to do that now. So if you missed the video about the hackathon, please, I'm dropping the link again now. You can go back and watch the video. Okay, so I just dropped the link to the Slack channel, the Slack network. I've dropped the link to the WhatsApp. I've also dropped the link to the video we just finished seeing. So if you missed the video, please do well to go back and rewatch the video. For the hackathon, during the breakout session, it's necessary that you register your team. And like you've seen in the hackathon video, the schedule for tomorrow, I'm going to share that again.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
I was having a network issue and I dropped the question in the chat box. Can we invite an external people?
Yes, please. You can invite more people to join. You can invite
All right,
more
thank
people
you.
to, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share this slide just so that I can go over the hackathon timeline, how it would work, just again so that those who couldn't join us or who were not with us when we shared the video would also be familiar with it. So the Bincom Participants from different fields will be divided into teams of between 2 to 5 members. So you're expected to have a minimum of 2 members and a maximum of 5 members in each team. And the job of the team is to create a tech-enabled solution that will be solving at least one problem with generative AI. Each team will be judged on specific criteria that will lead to the creation of an MVP. So all interested participants are going to be grouped into teams. I'm going to be forming the breakout session shortly, and then and you're expected to register your team name. So while on the call, I'm going to drop the link to the product submission and to the team registration and also to the product submission. So the hackathon is meant to last for um the hackathon is meant to last for 24 hours or less, so it's expected that you should have built your product, or everything about your product should be ready before 7 p.m. tomorrow West African time, while team registration is going to end December 7th by 12 p.m. West African time. So please convert to your time zone, but team registration is going to be ending 12 p.m. tomorrow West African time, while team product submission is going to end 7 p.m. West African time, December 7th. So you have just 24 hours to work on your solution and submit before the deadline. Okay, so let me just drop the link to the registration here on this call. Okay, so we'll be starting the breakout session shortly. I want to just drop this link so that everyone can join. Okay, so I've dropped the link to the team name registration link is on the chat. The product submission link is on the chat. I'm going to be starting the breakout room shortly, but okay, please go ahead and ask your question, Ishmael.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I wanted to ask if you can help us send the link for the team registration and the other links to the chatbot, and you have just done that right now. Thank you. You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Please, if you're just joining us, like I mentioned, please edit your name, the name we can see, to your first name and your role. If you want to use both names, your first and last name, it's up to you. But please attach your role on this call so it's easy to split people into rooms. Yeah, Olaleka, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's a bit faint.
I registered as observer before, but now registered as a participant. So is there a way that I will be considered?
Yes, please. We will, as long as you've edited your name, you'll be added
Okay.
to a group. Yeah.
Thanks.
How do we find out which group we're part of?
Sorry?
How do we know which group we're part of?
You'll be splitted. We are jumping on a breakout session now. So I'm going to be creating different rooms. If you find yourself in any particular room, just know that's the team you belong to. So you can get to meet your team members and also do the registration there. I hope that's clear, Brittany. Please let's do well to rename, add your name and your role so it's easy to identify your role and split you into teams. Okay, so the rooms will be up shortly. Okay, so I'm starting the breakout room now. So if you find yourself in the group, please do well to connect with each other and get to meet each other and also register your team name. If you need more people, please reach out.
olúwa ló sálọ àwọn ọmọ ilé ìṣirò ọ̀fíìlẹ̀ pọ́ìntì ọmọ third okay serious.
Okay, so for the project managers here, Bincom, if you're also assisting with coordinating, please do well to join in. I've made some of you co-hosts. Do well to join in the breakout room so you can check in and answer questions where necessary. All right. So for those just joining in, you're all welcome back. You're all welcome back. And I believe we have registered or we've started registering our team. Team registration is going to end tomorrow at 12 p.m. West African time, while the team product submission will end at 7 p.m. West African time. So if you haven't registered your team, please ensure that you register your team, and also ensure that all your team members have all registered for the hackathon. You can choose to form a group chat for your team, so you can you all of you can have like a seamless conversation. All right, so in the meantime, just network we'll just network till, like, give more few minutes in case anyone has question, so we can answer the question. Does anyone have any challenge or any question? And then also, to if you're if you were unable to join a team or form a team today, there's still some more time for you to form a team between now and 12 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll be having a virtual check-in section tomorrow by 11 a.m. And we'll also have the second check-in session by 7 p.m. tomorrow. So the details is in the hackathon, about the hackathon, so you can as well watch the hackathon video if you missed it. I've also dropped the link in the chat, so it's easy to go through it. If you missed out on any, I'm going to be sending the activity timeline again for the first and second check-in section. So the link for the first check-in and the second check-in remains the same. So I'm just going to attach the link again so we do not miss it. Please, the link for the first check-in and the second check-in remains the same. I'm dropping it here again. Ensure that every member of your team has registered for this hackathon via the hackathon registration link, and also ensure that you've registered your team members on the team registration form. Teams that do not register their team member, or any team that is not registered, would be wouldn't be considered for the hackathon if you're competing for the hackathon. So please do well to register your team members, and also ensure that you're also registered as a participant for the hackathon. The first virtual check-in will take place tomorrow, the 7th of December by 11 a.m. West African time. This session is not compulsory. It is just to ensure that everyone has registered their teams, and those who do not have teams are also given opportunity to join teams tomorrow. While the second virtual check-in session is going to take place 7th December by 6 p.m. West African time. It is focused on team product submission before the deadline by 7 p.m. So you have to ensure that you've registered your team on or before 12 p.m. tomorrow West African time, and also ensure that your product is submitted by 7 p.m. on or before 7 p.m. West African time. Join any of these check-in sessions if you have any issue or any challenge. I'll be dropping the link again to the product submission, to the team registration, and also the link to the product submission. I'll also be dropping link to the communication channels. And if you missed the video about the hackathon, just so that you can go through it for clarity, please do well to rewatch the video. All the links have been sent here. If you formed your team successfully and you do not have questions, you can drop off the call so you can focus on working on your solution and make it available before the deadline. This meeting session is going to be open briefly for people that have questions to ask. Okay, so in the absence of no question, and I don't think anyone is still having issue, we would be closing this kickoff event in a minute. And I want to appreciate everyone that took out time to join this hackathon, whether as a As an observer, as a judge, as a participant, I'm totally grateful, and I'm hoping to see what we can make out with genAI by the end of this hackathon. Also ensure that you're following Bincom Dev Center on our social media, most especially on LinkedIn. Ensure you're following us on LinkedIn and across other social media platforms. For the hackathon timeline, please ensure that you understand what it involves. Go through the video again if you know that you didn't get anything initially. It explains everything about the hackathon. It explains the hackathon timeline. So I'm just going to do a little rundown of the hackathon timeline again. We have done the first part of the hackathon, which is the first kickoff event. Tomorrow by 11 a.m. West African time, we'll have the first virtual check-in section. Tomorrow by 7 p.m. West African time, we'll have the second check-in session to ensure that everybody has submitted their products by on or before 7 p.m. The check-in is by 6 p.m. The second virtual check-in is by 6 p.m. West African time. After that, we're going to, on December 8th to 9th, 2024, that's December 8th to 9th, we'll be having the community judge evaluation. At this point, we'll reach out to all the judges who registered as judge, all those who are interested in judging this hackathon. You all receive a mail on what you need to do. And then on the 10th of December to 12th of December would be the public feedback and voting session. So we're going to ensure that we shortlist the top three participants or the top three products. And then on the 13th of December, we'll be having presentation to internal judges by the shortlisted teams. And on that same Friday, the 13th of December, we'll have the announcement of the winners. And it will be done on our LinkedIn page. So please do well to ensure that you're following us on LinkedIn or you're connected with us on LinkedIn. Also ensure that you're following us on LinkedIn because the public feedback is going to take place on LinkedIn. So please, if you've not followed us, sorry for the little glitch. Okay, so like I mentioned, ensure you're following us on LinkedIn. We'll be doing the public feedback and voting there on LinkedIn, and also our winners would also be announced on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. So please do well to follow us. If you have any question, you can drop your question in any of the communication channel. All the links have been sent. The link to join the communication channel on Slack and on WhatsApp. You can ask your questions there and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Go over the video if you still need clarity on anything. And once again, thank you all for joining this session. If you do not have a team yet, you can join the check-in session by 11 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll match you to other team members or other teams that need more people. Thank you so much for taking out time to join us for our virtual kickoff events. At this point, we've come to a close. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.